Hello once again, everybody. Going to update you on what's happening with Louisiana's Raging Cajuns, the LSU Fighting Tigers, the New Orleans Saints. Also take a look at the Sun Belt Conference and the Southeastern Conference. Kind of a review of this past weekend and a look ahead toward the upcoming weekend. We do it each and every week right here on ESPN1420.com. First off, Louisiana's Raging Cajuns. Well, they fall to the FIU Golden Panthers 20-17 in overtime last Saturday in Miami, Florida. Tough loss for the Cajuns. Really did not play well in the 2-minute drill in terms of defense, as FIU got both of their touchdowns late in the respective halves. They score a touchdown, or should I say get a field goal late in the first half with only 1 minute and 20 seconds left to go on the clock when they got the kick and drove down for a field goal, and then got the game-tying touchdown right before the end of regulation as they used a 2-minute drill to score on the last play of the game, and the Cajuns fall to FIU 20-17 in overtime. Individual leaders for the Cajuns in that contest: on the ground, Yobus Walker picked up 40 yards on 18 carries. Through the air, Chris Mason 22 of 36 for 254 yards in the contest. And in the receiving department, it was Lewis Lee who caught 3 balls for 62 yards. Also Richie Falgood, 3 receptions for 60 yards. So tough loss for the Cajuns as they dropped their second consecutive conference game in a row. Other scores from around the Sun Belt Conference this past weekend: in non-conference action, it was Arkansas State dropping a 21-13 decision to Louisville. In conference action, North Texas in a shootout defeats Western Kentucky 68-49. Meanwhile, Middle Tennessee, a 7-point winner over FAU 27-20. The Blue Raiders win that one. And the Troy Trojans defeat the ULM Warhawks by the final score of 42-21. So your updated Sun Belt Conference statistics, or should I say standings right now: Cajuns fall to FIU in overtime 20-17 last Saturday. So the Cajuns now 2-2 in Sun Belt Conference play, and the Cajuns back in action this Saturday as they travel to Jonesboro, Arkansas to take on the Arkansas State Red Wolves. But Troy leads the way in Sun Belt Conference play with a perfect 5-0 record. You got Middle Tennessee and ULM both at 3-1. FAU and the Cajuns both 2-2. FIU is 2-3. Arkansas State is 1-2. North Texas 1-4, and Western Kentucky 0-4. I mentioned the Cajuns and Arkansas State this Saturday. That'll be a 2:07 pregame show here on Sports Radio ESPN 1420 and ESPN1420.com. Kickoff time set for 2:37. The Cajuns 4-4 overall, 2-2 in league play. Arkansas State 2-5 overall, 1-2 in league play. In terms of teams that are at or over 500 in the league, Troy is 6-2, Middle Tennessee 5-3, and ULM 4-4. Everybody else is below the 500 mark, other than the Cajuns, who, as I mentioned, are 4-4 on the year. Meanwhile, LSU Fighting Tigers victorious over the Tulane Green Wave as LSU wins it by the final score of 42-0 last Saturday at Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. Really a mismatch from the very beginning as LSU outgains Tulane's in terms of total offense, 455-216. Individual leaders for LSU in the passing department, it was Jordan Jefferson, who had a very nice evening for the Tigers, as Jefferson was 11 of 17 for 163 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. In the rushing department, Charles Scott, 112 yards and 2 touchdowns on 18 carries. And in the receiving department, Brandon LaFell caught 4 balls for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. So LSU continues to roll. They got that big matchup with Alabama coming up this coming Saturday, actually, in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Big game for the Tigers, and obviously a big game for Alabama. 2 top 10 teams that are going to be doing battle at it. Updating your SEC scoreboard from this past weekend, conference games. It was Auburn defeating number 24 Ole Miss 33-20. Top-ranked Florida survives Georgia 41-17. Meanwhile, it was Mississippi State winning a conference game over Kentucky 31-24. Number 11, Georgia Tech beats up on SEC member Vanderbilt 56-31. That's a non-conference game. And another non-conference game, Arkansas destroys Eastern Michigan 63-27. We mentioned the LSU win over Tulane. One more conference game to report on as Tennessee upsets number 21 South Carolina 31-13. So your updated SEC scoreboard, your updated SEC standings, I should say, as of now. In the Western Division, Alabama is 5-0, LSU is 4-1, Auburn is 2-3, Ole Miss and Mississippi State both 2-3, Arkansas is 1-4. Alabama is 8-0 overall in the West, and LSU 7-1 in the Eastern Division. Florida, a perfect 6-0. We got Georgia and South Carolina both at 3-3. Tennessee is 2-3. Kentucky is 1-4, and Vanderbilt 0-5. Overall in the Eastern Division, you got Florida at 8-0, South Carolina at 6-3, and everybody else, or should I say, nobody else is over the 500 mark in the SEC. We mentioned that big one coming up this weekend. It'll be LSU and Alabama. Of course, that one could have some national championship implications. Should Alabama lose, they would fall likely out of the top 5. But it's also a game that the winner of this game in the Western Division will have the upper hand in terms of playing for the SEC championship later on in the year, most likely against the Florida Gators out of the SEC's Eastern Division. Again, LSU and Alabama. That game is in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Kickoff time set for 2:30 on Saturday afternoon. Meanwhile, the latest BCS standings have come out. Florida number 1 in the latest BCS poll. Texas number 2. Alabama 3. Iowa 4. Those are all undefeated teams, as is Cincinnati, who comes in at number 5. TCU is 6. Boise State 7. Oregon 8. LSU number 9 in the latest BCS poll. And Georgia Tech number 10. 11 through 15. Penn State, USC, Pittsburgh, Utah, and Houston. 16 through 20 in the latest BCS poll. Ohio State, Miami of Florida, Arizona, Oklahoma State, and Cal. And finally, 21 through 25 in the latest BCS poll. We have Wisconsin, Notre Dame, Virginia Tech, Oklahoma, and South Florida. New Orleans Saints back in action this coming Sunday afternoon as the Saints take on the Carolina Panthers. That will be a 3:05 kickoff time in that game. Remind you can hear all Saints action on our sister station, 97.3 The Dog, Acadiana's official Saints station. Also, a reminder coming up this Thursday, we have Acadiana High School football for you. Acadiana closes out their regular season as they take on the Lafayette High Mighty Lions from Wrecking-Ram Stadium. Pre-game show 6:25, kickoff time 7 o'clock. Acadiana and Lafayette High in the final regular season game. Can you believe it? I mean, the season's flown by that quickly, but it's the final regular week of the high school football season. Playoff pairings will be announced on Sunday, and we'll have an update for you on that next Sunday evening. Also, a reminder, the Ricky Bussler Show can be heard each and every Monday evening from 7 until 8 o'clock from Baja Sports Grill, right here on Sports Radio ESPN 1420 and ESPN1420.com. Baja Sports Grill located on Bertrand across from Cajun Field. Check out the Ricky Bussler Show each and every Monday night from 7 until 8 o'clock. We'll be back next week to update you once again on the Cajuns, the Tigers, and the Saints right here on ESPN 1420 and ESPN1420.com.